Hey guys, what's up? Back here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Pearl Shop in Black Desert. So for those of you who don't know, Black Desert's cash shop is called the Pearl Shop because their in-game currency is pearls, most likely named after the developer of the game itself, Pearl Abyss. Now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the Pearl Shop. A lot of people say that it's pay to win, others say that it's only pay for convenience. However, it's undeniable that the Pearl Shop is a huge part of the game, and for anyone that's serious about Black Desert, the Pearl Shop will undoubtedly feature in quite a few of their decisions in the game. Anyways, let's get to it. So what are the best purchases in the Pearl Shop for you as a player? It really depends on how much money you're willing to spend. There's a few different tiers of players I've found in Black Desert. There's the completely free to play, got the game either for free or just paid like $6 for it and refuse to spend another penny on the game. There's the people that will spend maybe $10-15 to get one or two small pearl items that they want to use. The people that will spend about $50 or $60, justifying it as the price of a full game that they normally spend, so that they can get a few items that really help them out. And then there's the people that spend $100 or more to get all the items they need. And then, of course, the whales that spend as much as they want, buy everything they want, and sell outfits and other items on the marketplace for us lucky plebs to try and win. So if you are a player that only wants to spend about $10 or $11 on the game after you've bought it, the best purchase you can make, bar none, is a marketplace made. Because a marketplace made will let you bid on pets, outfits, value packs, boss gear, pretty much anything while you're still doing AFK activities, while you're still grinding. Whatever you're doing in the game, you don't need to interrupt yourself, go to a marketplace, and wait, try and bid on the item and probably not win it anyways. You can just do it while you're still out there doing whatever you're doing, and it's great. Like, it's absolutely amazing, especially for bidding on pearl items because they only take 1 minute to get to the marketplace. Using a marketplace made is much more reliable than trying to hop characters and jump on an alt, leave station at the marketplace, because sometimes if you get unlucky, it can get posted, the server will take over, and then it will go to bid phase, and you're still trying to load into your other character, or get your current character to save spot to switch characters. So for that reason, the marketplace made is definitely the best Pearl Shop purchase if you're only going to spend about $10, just because it lets you get other Pearl Shop items. I've won a value pack, multiple pets, multiple outfits, several pieces of boss gear. The marketplace made is great. Now for those that want to spend a bit more, if you're willing to spend about $60 on the game, so buy the game for $10 and then another $50, you can get a marketplace made and you can get 4 pets. And pets are important because pets are what make grinding bearable. Grinding's a lot of fun, combat-wise. What's not fun is picking up the drops. Now if you're fine with not getting any money while you're grinding, then and just want the experience, be my guest and get the drops. However, just getting 4 small pets, 4 tier 1 pets for about $40 will have your pets picking up items. Each pet will pick up 1 out of every 4 seconds at tier 1, or 3.6 seconds if you set them to agile. And this will enable you to make money while grinding without wearing out your poor index finger on the R button. It will let you grind faster, it'll get you more money per hour, more experience per hour, unless you were just totally ignoring drops to begin with. And it's just great. Obviously, the optimal for pets is to smash them together, try to get 4 tier 3 or even tier 4 pets. Going for tier 4, a lot of people recommend against it, as tier 3 is pretty much just as good and a lot cheaper. But if you have the money, going for tier 4 is going to make you even more per hour. Early on, though, you don't really need more than 4 tier 1s because you probably won't be grinding fast enough to really need the faster pickup speed. Your pets will be able to pick up pretty much everything you're killing, unless you're killing in a very high density area like Manshas or later on Sawson's Garrison. Now, if you're willing to spend even more than that, if you're willing to go up to about $100, then you can get the pets, you can get the market made, and you can get one of the best things in the game, because it's such an annoying thing to have, or not have rather, weight. Having a weight limit increase on your character is huge, because without weight limit increases, the base carry weight for characters is like 500 once you've leveled up to a decent level, and it really sucks. Like, yes, you can wear like weight boosting armor and stuff, but if you're grinding in weight boosting armor and someone tries to PvP you, you're probably going to lose. Your belt will give you some weight, but not very much. It's like 80, which is a good amount for the belt, but that's still added to that. I've got that in the base pretty much. You pretty much have about 500 base weight, and you can get, each character can also buy loyalty weight. You can buy 50 weight. You can buy it 4 times per character, but it costs 3,500 loyalties, and we only get 100 per day. So getting even one of these per character will take about a month, which is pretty bad. So weight is definitely probably the best thing to pick up, but there are a few things to note about weight. Number one, it's character bound. If I go over to my Musa, I would have to buy all of these again. Same with my range or any other character other than my Dark Knight. I'd have to buy every single one of these weight increases again. It's also, weight is super important, but if you don't play a character that much and you don't use them for processing, weight isn't an absolute requirement, right? Like, it's a huge convenience item, but if you grind, pets are bigger. If you want to get items off the marketplace made is way better. Weight is just to make your life less of a hassle while playing Black Desert. When you're grinding, you won't have to go back to your horse or to the town as much. If you're processing, you can process more. Pretty much anything you're doing in the game will eventually include weight in some way. So having more weight is better, but it is not something you absolutely need to get. And it's not something you need on every character. So try and make sure that if you're buying weight on a character, you need weight on that character. If you've got a processing alt pretty much needs weight. If you've got a main that you play a lot and grind with a lot, getting weight on them is a really good idea because it makes grinding a lot more bearable when you can carry 2 or 3 times what you could without buying weight. But if you don't have the money to buy weight on every character, make sure that you play a few characters first, figure out which one you want to be your main or your main processor at least, and then buy weight for that character. Don't buy weight for one character before playing other characters, only to regret it once you find out that you really like other characters. So, following off weight, there are 2 items that are really good to purchase if you have the money for them afterwards. So by now you're up to about $130, $140. A value pack, which is pretty much the subscription in this game, will run you about $15 US a month. A bit more if you're in Canada or other countries like me. And it gives you a lot of little benefits. It gives you a 100 weight limit while it's active, 16 expansion slots in your storage, your inventory, and this is your storage for every town too. So every town you go to will now have an extra 16 storage spots while you have the value pack active. You get 16 inventory expansion slots while you have the value pack active. You can change how your character looks whenever you want. You can use the unlimited dies. However, all of this will go away once the value pack is gone. So your character will keep their appearance if you've changed their appearance using the value pack appearance changer. But if you've used dyes on any of your gear, the dye, it won't go away, but it will become hidden, and your normal gear the normal dye look will go back. So if you really like how a piece of gear looks and you don't want to keep your value pack active after it's going to expire, consider buying the actual dyes from the marketplace so you can actually dye your gear. The other big thing that the value pack gives is distant node investment. So for 10 energy, you can just click on the map. So I can do that here. You can find a node, for example this one, and I had the option to invest my contribution points in this node. I don't have the contribution points at the moment, but I can do it. And it will cost 10 energy to do this. So this is huge when you're trying to retool your worker empire, and you don't want to have to go... Oh, I should actually restart my workers. And you don't want to have to go to each individual node to activate them. For only 10 energy, you can completely change, each time, you can completely change how your empire looks. So obviously this can make you run out of energy pretty quickly if you're not being careful, but this is a really nice quality of life addition. So definitely one of the nicer things in the value pack. And the other thing that really goes hand in hand with value pack and weight is the processing costume. So for females, this is the Venesil set, which I'm already wearing. So it's the maid costume. And for males, it's the Karki set. I'll just go here. So the butler costume. I'm sure you've seen tons of people wearing this costume at any random storage all over the game. And what it does is it doubles the amount you can process in one go by letting you process the raw materials from your storage. Now you store the materials you're processing into your inventory, But because of how processing works, you have about a 2-to-1 ratio of base materials, raw materials, to processed materials. Normally, if you have it in your inventory will only be half full when you're done because they have the same weight. So if I process 2 timber, which would have a weight of 1, I'll get 1 timber square out of it, which has a weight of half of 1. So 4 timber has a weight of 2, I'd get 2 timber squares in the end, which has a weight of 1. However, if you're processing from your storage, you don't have to carry that stuff, so you can just keep processing, and you'll process until your inventory is full of the timber squares, which is huge. This is what makes processing viable overnight or for long periods of time, this outfit. So for people that want to actually make AFK money, it's fine if you just do the quest and use those free inventory slots to fish. But if you really want to start making good AFK money, getting max weight on a character, getting this outfit, and starting a processing empire essentially. But you can even just buy processed or non-processed materials, so the raw materials such as the timber or the ore off the marketplace, and process them for profit. This is really the path to real endgame AFK money making. And it's probably one of the best purchases in the game. The only problem is, alone, this purchase isn't that great because you really need, to take full advantage of it, you really need weight, and it costs over $20 just to get it. So before you do that, getting some weight is a good idea first. Getting pets or a market made is probably better because if you don't have the weight to probably take advantage of this, you're not going to make as much money. Because if you double your weight before, then you also double how much you can process in one go. And if you double your weight and then buy this, that is 4 times what someone that has not bought either of them can process. I, on this character, usually process with about 1,550 weight limit, 1,450 or 1,470 or so, which I can use, which is pretty much triple what a normal player can do. And then if you add into the costume, that's 6 times what a normal player can process without having to come back and deposit the materials and start the process over again. So that's why this outfit is so amazing. And of course there are other outfits for other stuff as well. You've got the canapé set, which makes cooking faster. You've got the, Splatfish's clothes set, which makes fishing easier. But this one is not really required. Canapé is definitely good if you want to do a lot of cooking. It's highly recommended if you want to cook. But the best one by far is for sure the Venisol set, because it's just such a game changer for processing. Now, if you're willing to go above $200, the one last thing that I would recommend, apart from obviously inventory kind of goes with weight. As you increase your weight when grinding, you get more items because you can go longer without having to go back to town to deposit the items and sell them or process them, which means that you're going to be filling up your inventory fairly quickly if you have the base inventory. So buying some inventory is a pretty good idea. It caps at 192. Once again, it's character bound, so be careful about who you buy it on. But it's a decent purchase. You don't need to max it out. I haven't maxed mine out. I've got about 90 slots. It's fine for me. I don't really worry too much about hitting the cap. If I was fishing more often, I'd probably buy a bit more, but because I'm a processor, I don't really care too much about fishing. Now, the one last thing that's really good for making money in this game, it's in the Pearl Shop, is the slot expansions. Now, the slot expansions, what I'm talking about here, are the storages and not the stables, but the lodgings. The stables are big if you're into horse training, but horse training is not the best form of making money, so we're going to ignore that for now. You can buy 3 lodgings for each city that can house workers, as well as get each city to 192 maximum storage slots. And a lot of people think, oh, that's just, a small quality of life thing. Who needs to do that? It's not a big difference. However, you use your contribution points for your worker empire. You use it in a number of ways. You use it to invest in nodes. You use it to invest in the resource nodes. And you use it to purchase lodgings and purchase storage in the towns that the workers come from so that you can hire workers there, as well as to store the materials that they're using. If we look at my idle storage for a quick second, just go all the way down here. you can see that I've got this thing packed with random materials that my workers bring in. It's absolutely chock full. And of course, there's a few other random items. This is my main storage after all. An extra set of Beggs gloves that I'm going to start fail stacking on eventually. But for the most part, it is all stuff that my workers bring in for me. You need a lot of storage for that. And you get a lot of storage going for lodgings. But if you can save yourself that CP, the CP that you use for lodgings, the CP that you use for storage, and obviously you can't save all the CP. You can only buy 3 lodgings per town. And a lot of towns you will want more than 3 workers. But just 3 extra lodgings per town probably saves you about 6 or 7 CP per town minimum, and that's not including the CP that you have to spend to get to those lodgings, because a lot of towns' lodgings they're gated behind purchasing other residences, so you got to purchase either a residence or storage or something else in the town first, and then you can buy the lodging. So by buying storage and lodgings and not having to buy more storage or more lodgings in a town, you will save yourself tons of CP, and this CP can be reinvested into your worker empire. You can put it back into getting more nodes, more resources, and then you can get even more lodgings with the extra CP to get more workers to put on those nodes. And your worker empire gives you a lot of silver per day. My worker empire probably brings in about 15 to 20 million per day, and that's a conservative estimate. There are people that have worker empires that bring in more than 30 to 40 million a day, I believe. So having a strong worker empire and upgrading it using the Pearl Shop, if you have the money, is a huge game changer for money per day. If you can make just an extra 5 to 10 mil per day by buying these, within 2 weeks you've made about 140 million. And that only improves from there. Now, of course, if you're a whale and you can buy anything you want, buy everything you want. You can buy weight and inventory for every character. You can buy outfits and then just sell them on the marketplace for extra money. I believe you can sell 5 of them per week. If you're a whale, I don't even know why you're watching this video, just buy whatever you want. Obviously, the things I mentioned are the best things to buy, but if you can afford everything, pretty much everything in the Pearl Shop, with the exception of outfits, are useful, and even outfits are fairly useful. They reduce the durability consumption of the items that are changing by 10%, I believe, and they also give you 10% more combat XP, which isn't huge, but it's enough. Anyways, guys, those are the important things to buy in the Pearl Shop. Subscribe if you like it, and have a good one.